What's up, troops? It's me, the Tactical Brit, and I'm here for my first of a pretty extensive mini-series that I'm doing here. There's about sort of in and around the region of 5 to 12 videos on this, depending on how many get done, but this is my squad guide series, and in the description below you can find lots of different sections of guides to this game. There's going to be everything from the spawn screen and the map to movement and guns and equipment and coordination, and the individual roles such as squad leader, medic, anti-tank, grenadier, sniper, vehicles, clans, and events. These are all different sections of this guide which are going to be available to you guys in the description below, so select one of those videos now. But if you want to start here, which is the first of all of these sections, this is the fundamentals of squad, and today we're starting with the spawn screen and the map. And here is the screen that you're going to be greeted with when you spawn into any multiplayer game, and I've used the map Jensen's Range, which is, by the way, an offline map that you can use if you press firing range on the main menu, which is something quite good to use if you're a new player. So we're going to hit enter here, and I'm going to explain everything that is going to be in sort of this map in the spawn screen and what you're supposed to do when you reach here. So the first section is the team section. You can press that and switch teams, and this is quite useful if you've got some clanmates, some friends, or anything just sort of on the other team that you're interested in. Maybe they've got some, maybe the other team perhaps is a bit more towards your style. They're using AK-47s. You're not a big fan of the M4A1 that the Americans have. You want to try an AK out, so you switch team. And the next one is the squad section. The squad section is pretty cool. You can name a squad anything you want. Try not to be too offensive or rude. Say, for example, if I'm using a clan or I'm working with a clan on the day, which is the guys I play with is ZXD, I type in ZXDA or something along the lines of that and press enter. And then I can create that squad. And creating a squad will bring us onto the role page. Now, you could choose any number of roles in this screen here, including fire support roles, general roles which are an unlimited availability, squad leader if you've made the squad or been promoted to squad lead, and medic if you're a simple medic who wants to support the field. And there will be a video for each of these generic roles in the description below. So if you want to learn how to use a medic, an automatic rifleman, a light AT, a grenadier, or a marksman, check the description below. But if you want to carry on learning the fundamentals, stay here. So you could choose any one of these roles, and there are 9 people per squad, and each little symbol in the top right corner will indicate which role that each of your squad mates is using over here, alongside their name, and of course the squad that they're using. And the squad is going to be known as Squad 1. There'll be a big green blip representing me as Squad 1 or Squad Leader 1 on the map, and there'll be blue blips for number 2, Squad 2, number 3, Squad 3, and that's how it works. And you could choose any number of roles, but certain roles have a limited amount. For example, you're only allowed 2 medics per team, and it's relatively understood in squad that you need both of these positions filled. There should always be 2 medics per squad. The second biggest important one, of course, is the fire support roles. There are only 3 of these available to a full squad of 9. So you can only have 1 grenadier, 1 light AT, or 1 marksman, or 2 marksmans and 1 grenadier, or 2 ATs and 1 automatic rifleman. However you vary and however you want to use it. It's likely your squad leader is going to tell you guys, hey look, we need a grenadier to take out infantry, or hey look, we need a light AT or more light ATs to take on this armor that we're facing, or hey guys, why do we not have 2 medics? We're getting sorted out here and nobody's reviving us. We need some more medics. So listen to your squad lead and try and fit into the squad as you can. I personally say the most sort of, how can I put it, the most complicated roles are the medic, the squad leader, and I'd probably say maybe the grenadier and marksman. They have some specific things about them that I'm going to teach you guys in the other videos, but of course the squad leader is the guy who commands the entire squad and coordinates with all other squads. So that's a pretty big role too, and of course available in the description below. Now, alongside the spawn screen we have the map, and I'm going to explain to you how the spawn screen and the map works. So the first one here is the sort of generic kind of system of how this system works for the map. So the first one is A to K and 1 to 11, and this is how you identify grid locations in the game. So say for example, I see an enemy out in the distance. I've spawned in at the base over here. I see an enemy out in the distance and he's a F6. So I say to my teammates, I get on the comms and I say, guys, there's some teammates at F6, and we can just, there's an entire section on coordination and communication that you can of course check out as well. That's another section of this guide, but that's roughly how the map works. Zooming in and get more detailed here, say for example I say, oh guys, I know the exact location of this dude. Say I'm standing in and around here and I see that guy up there. Now this is called the keypad system. So if you look down at your keyboard, you will see on the right hand side a keypad with numbers 1 to 9. So 1, 2, 3 is the bottom 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can say, hey guys, you know, I'm in F6 keypad 1. You probably wouldn't say that, but you know, squad leads, squad fellows, whatever. I've spotted an enemy in F6 keypad 9. And then from there, your squad leader can relay that information to whoever he feels necessary, be that nearby players, be that another squad in the game that you're working with, or perhaps even your own squad mates. They needed to know that information, that there was an enemy there or they're coming towards you guys. It's important that you're able to use the map system effectively. And then, obviously, on the map, there are going to be a plethora of symbols. So the first one we're going to go over are these ones. These are the vehicle symbols. Those are Humvees. We've also got things like the anti-personnel tanks. We've got repairing station for the vehicles. We've got ammo crates laying down here. This is the main spawn as represented by this circular yellow dot. And these flags that you're seeing here will eventually be the capture points. Now, alongside these maps here, you're going to see little rectangles that are blank. Those are the capture points, and they will have either a purple shield or an orange triangle on them. A purple shield represents a place that you're supposed to be defending, and an orange triangle is going to represent a place that you are supposed to be attacking. It's likely that you guys are going to have to coordinate as a team. Half of your team is probably going to go off and defend the flag, the other half of your team is obviously going to go off and attack the flag, or perhaps move in and around the flag to try and get a tactical or flanking position available to those positions. And of course there are some other things as well. So here we've got some a little bit of a map legend for you, which is quite useful. So flags, as I mentioned, are things that have been captured. A flag owned by a team requires 3 players to capture it. A flag owned by nobody needs 1 player to capture it. As I mentioned, the grey rectangle in the top left corner is what you'll see, and the 3 other nationalities are the ones that you can attack and defend, depending on whether or not there is an orange triangle or a purple shield. A purple shield and an orange triangle are your indicators. Don't run around to a flag that's all the way in the distance that doesn't have any of those indicators, because this is a stage-by-stage system. You need 1 flag to attack the other flag. That's how this works. So you need the defensive flag to be defended in order to attack the offensive flag, and you can't just sort of run around and choose whichever one you want to attack. The next symbol is forward operating bases. Forward operating bases are effectively deployment points. They're simple deployment points, but they come with some perks such as the ability to build things on them, such as bunkers, machine gun emplacements. They can have ammo crates and things like that. They work as supply points as well, so effectively a forward operating base is a second point of attack or a second point of deployment. Sometimes you may even have 2 to 3 of these available on any one map. Often some people will put them in covert places that aren't really noticeable. Sometimes people put them right on objectives in order to reinforce them as much as they can with sandbags and bunkers and machine guns and ammunition. So, you know, it's important that you stay on the forward operating bases. Like it says here, if enemies come too close to it, it will become red, which will show that it's being overrun, and you will not be able to spawn. Losing a forward operating base also loses you tickets as well. So obviously you get tickets for capturing flags and holding them. You also get tickets for you know, losing or capturing a forward operating base, depending on whether you're on the receiving side or the winning side. And then there are rally points. Rally points are like forward operating bases, but downgraded. Forward operating bases have the ability to build stuff. Rally points don't have that. They're just sort of like a quick spawn, so to say. They're a quick spawn. And rally points are quite generically used in squad to attack an objective in multiple directions. So say if I have an FOB sort of here, my objective is in E7, I have an FOB in E6, so I lay down a rally point in E8. That way I've got 2 points of attack into E7, and a rally point has 9 spawns on it. One thing to remember about a rally point is that it is squad only. A forward operating base is something anybody can spawn on, but a rally point is something that your squad leader places down and only your squad can spawn on. There are 9 spawns, and one thing that's really important to remember here is that if your Rally Point is about to run out of spawns, it's absolutely imperative that if your squad leader has died, there is a spawn available for him on the Rally Point for him to use. So, say for example, you and your squad leader have both died, and there is one spawn left on the Rally Point. You must ensure that is the squad leader's spawn, because therefore he can place another one and you can spawn him with no problems, and that way you can maintain a sustained attacking effort on an objective without losing your squad leader, without having to spawn distantly away from the objective. And sometimes rally points really are your sort of last spawning resort, so make sure you have them in good supply. And that's about it for the map system. If you want to learn more about how to use the map in terms of actual fighting and gameplay, there is a section on communication and coordination which is going to reference the map, and that will be the second part of the guide, or the third part. I haven't quite figured out the order of these things yet. But yeah, that's about it for this first guide here. This is your spawn screen and your map, and that's part 1 of this series of small guides for Squad. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If there's anything that I've perhaps missed, leave it in the comment section down below, and thank you for watching.